Hey everybody, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. Today we're going to be talking about the Joytutus Trash Bag. This is a great value entry-level option comparative to the Trasharoo trash bags. So just wanted to walk you guys through some of the features of this and then show you how I mounted it to the exterior since I don't have a rear tire carrier. So this is the Joytutus Trasharoo style trash bag, right? That can be mounted on a spare tire or, in my case, I actually mount it to the side of my exterior, and I'll kind of show you how I do that here in a second. If you guys have followed the channel for any period of time, you know that I've had a Trasharoo trash bag. I now currently have a Last US Bags trash bag. And then again, I just got this out to check it out as well because this is a really good value option. So I've had several of them now, so I feel like I'm pretty well versed in them, so I can tell you a little bit about what makes this bag unique. Style in quality of stitching and things like that, it seems right on par with the Trasharoo bag. So again, I had my Trasharoo for like 3 or 4 years. I didn't leave it on the truck all the time. I only put it on when I was on a trip, and then I would dump it at a gas station. I'd throw it back in the truck. So I took pretty good care of mine and wasn't very hard on it. Mine lasted, several years, like I said. So I think this thing would probably last about the same amount of time based on, again, the stitching, the design of it, all that good stuff. I mean, these straps are really nice quality, about the same again as a Trasharoo, right? So talking about features of this bag. So it's got the 2 adjustable, nice clip buckles on the front here so you can cinch that down so it's not flopping around. One of the really cool features of this bag is that these strips are actually 1680D and they're reflective. So, if you're driving at night, it's kind of nice if you have a spare tire that this would help people see your vehicle better. So from a safety standpoint, I really like that they did that. They did that reflective strip on it. Similar to the Trasharoo as well, you've got these kind of elastic banded, mesh pockets on the outside here. So if you had, wet recovery straps or things like that you wanted to throw on the outside to keep separate from your stinky trash, and so that it could drain, this would be a good option for that. And there's tons of it. It goes all the way around the whole bag. So you could get a ton of stuff in there. Again, I'm thinking recovery straps, wet muddy shoes, wet muddy shirts, things like that. Moving around to the back here, they've got a really thick extra strip of nylon that goes across here, and it's all stitched to the bag. And then they've got these heavy duty straps, just like a Trasharoo, right? And then they've got this cinch strap in the middle. So you just kind of adjust this up to where you want it. So let's say this is on your spare tire, right? You adjust this up to where you want it, where you need it to be, and then that will help keep these straps from falling off the sides, from falling down on the sides. This is, again, really similar to the Trasharoo bag. And one of the things that I hear people say about it, I've never really had a problem with it, but I could definitely see it, is it doesn't have a lot of structure to it. So it kind of slouches down a little bit. So just so you know, again, if you're looking at a Trasharoo bag, this is very comparable. So when we open this up, let's undo these clips here. I do like, in the lid here, there's a really nice it looks like it's almost waterproof or mostly waterproof zipper here. So you can undo that. That's just like the Trasharoo. The Trasharoo has a zipper just like that. But then in here is where I normally kept like my trash bags. So my reusable, or not reusable, my disposable trash bags that I would put inside of the Trasharoo, right? So let's undo this and look inside. Another thing that I kind of forgot here is there is a nice handle on the back. So again, when you're dumping it, when you're going to dump it, it is kind of nice. That makes it a little bit easier to, get to it and then dump it out. So let's open this thing up here. Another thing is it came with this thing, and I actually need to look into what it's for. This almost seems like maybe like another little smaller trash bag, which is kind of nice. So, if you were going to hang this on your table, maybe like on your folding aluminum table where you're cooking and stuff, you could have a little side trash bag, which I thought was just kind of a nice additional feature. I didn't know it was going to come with this, but that was kind of a nice surprise. So inside the bag though, I do like this. This has it's super heavy duty up here on the top. It's kind of doubled over and stitched, and then it has this drawstring on it. So you can cinch this thing down from the front, and you can keep your, obviously you want to keep your trash from flying out of it. You put your strap back over, strap it down, you're good to go for like bouncy roads, off-roading, things like that. Should keep your trash in, no problem. As you can see in here, I actually think it may be a little bit bigger than a Trasharoo. When you look at the length of this thing, it's really big. I mean, it's about the size of my torso. As per usual with most of these bags, it does have a couple of grommets in the bottom of it for drainage. So if you throw wet stuff in there, beer bottles, pops, things like that, they can drain out the bottom rather than filling up the bag. So that's kind of nice. But so then other than that, that's about it for the features of the bag, right? Drawstring at the top, reflective nylon on the front of it, mesh bags for drainage of, wet toe straps and things like that. And then a built-in pocket in the lid with cinchable straps. So again, that's how, basically those are the features of this bag. Most people that have like a rear bumper with a spare tire mount would mount it that way and then just use the center strap to sort of cinch it together and pull it together. In my case, I'll show you, I mounted it in a pretty unique way on the Xterra. So I'm just gonna show you that really quick, how that works. So the way that I mount this on my Xterra, and this would apply to pretty much anybody with an Xterra or something with a similar roof rack that maybe doesn't have a rear spare tire, like a tire carrier in the back, is I actually use the roof rack itself to mount it. So I put my 2 straps up over, and then I put my other strap down through, and I used to have a CB mount back here. And then up here in the front, inside of the truck, there's actually sort of a loop that is for the seat when it's folded up to loop into. I put it through that and I run it to the top. So that's how I install mine. So again, I'm gonna throw this on the truck really quick. I'm gonna show you what that looks like on an Xterra, and then we'll wrap this up. All right guys, so let me show you how I mounted this in this instance with this bag. So this is similar to how I've been doing it. The difference being that I used to have a CB antenna mount back here, but I'm getting ready to switch to GMRS, so I no longer have that. But it was just a stainless steel mount that stuck out, so I would wrap it around that and then take it up to the roof rack and run this straight through the roof rack and down. I don't have that anymore, so I had to figure something out. But so here's basically how I do it on the inside. So again, this little metal loop right here is what holds the back of the seat up. So when you fold up your seat over there, this is where the seat clicks into and locks into place. So this is actually a like hard body mount that is intended to hold your seat in the case of an accident. So it is a really sturdy loop, basically. Now in my case, I've removed this side of the seats. Even if you haven't though, if you just fold it down or even just put it down a couple inches so that you can get through this loop, then you can just run your strap up over the roof rack. And I have it over my DIY Unistrut one right now, but you could go over the stock one too. There's plenty of strap here. And then down through that. But you can see that all of the buckles and stuff are inside of the truck. So all these buckles actually stay inside the truck so that you can easily close the door without, cinching anything or breaking anything. So basically it goes in through that door. And then the way that I figured out the back and kind of have temporarily done that, but this would work perfectly fine on a trip, right? So I ran it up through the hatch above the support, the gas strut that holds up the hatch, and then down through it and latched it and then brought it right back out the hatch. So again, it's caught on the gas strut up there and it's sandwiched in the door. So you could totally use this while you're at camp and everything. Again, what I do with it is then I would drive to the nearest gas station and I would dump this thing out and then I would throw it back inside the truck. So for me, it's not a permanent thing. Obviously with an Xterra, having it on the side of the truck, it's going to catch a little bit of wind. I've been on the highway with these things about 70, 80 miles an hour and they flop around and stuff. But as long as you cinch everything down tight, they're perfectly fine. They stay shut and there's no problems. Again, I use mine really short-term travel just to get to the gas station. So again, if you have an Xterra and you do not have a rear tire mount, this is a way that you can mount a Trasharoo or this Joytutus bag. So hopefully that's helpful. All right, guys, so that is the bag. I hope that the review of the features was helpful for you. I hope that, especially if you're an Xterra person, the way that I mounted it, again, not the most fancy way, right? But there are a lot of things that you can spend money on, including ways to mount these bags, like a $1,500 or $2,000 rear bumper with a tire carrier, right? And if you need those things anyways, then that may be a good way to go. That would make mounting this bag even easier. But if you want to save a few bucks, if you want to have a trash can so you can keep everything outside of your rig when you're at camp until you get to the nearest gas station to dump it off, mounting it to the side of the truck works perfectly fine. So again, I hope that that was helpful for you, gave you some new information. If you're not already, definitely click on that subscribe button, click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple videos every week, so there's tons of overlanding, Xterra, gear reviews, trip reports, all kinds of stuff like that. If you're into overlanding at all, definitely consider subscribing. There are also links to Facebook, Instagram, and the podcast. I have a podcast, and I'm on all those other channels. So if you're into any of those channels and you want to come hang out, I'd love to have you in the conversation. Make sure to click through and subscribe. So again, thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.